guys, my name is Matt, and this is my review of the movie Split by M. Night Shyamalan. Now Split is a movie about 3 teenage girls who get captured by a man with 23 distinct personalities inside him. Now I really like this movie, which is so surprising to say about an M. Night Shyamalan movie, but here we are, because the movie was well written, incredibly well acted, and very thrilling. The performances in this movie were next level, and oh my god, this movie, if there was ever any doubt that James McAvoy isn't one of the most talented actors on the scene right now, this movie will eliminate any doubt of that. Because oh my god, this must have been so grueling for him. I mean, not only was he playing so many different characters in this movie, and each of them he played incredibly masterfully, but he was doing all kinds of really cool tricks, like switching between the different identities on the fly, like the different personalities were having conversations with each other. There were even times when he was acting like one personality who was trying to be or pretending to be another one, and he just knocked all of it out of the park. Now, even though people are going to be talking about James McAvoy, I thought that the other lead, Anya Taylor-Joy, gave a really good performance as well. She definitely held her own up against McAvoy and the other actors. You know, and I really liked her character too, because she wasn't just the stereotypical horror movie chick whose only purpose is to run away, barely escape the monster or the killer or whatever, and occasionally get naked. No, she was intelligent, capable, very multifaceted. And she doesn't seem that way at first, but as you see more of her backstories through flashbacks, you kind of understand her thinking, why she does the things she does in the movie, and you know, you can really see all of her backstory affecting her character as we see her in the present. And you know, Anya just really knocked it out of the park on this one. Another thing that I really liked about this movie was the cinematography. You know, it was very much shot like an indie movie, and I mean that in the best possible way. I mean, the cinematography was very simplistic, very minimal. You know, there was even shaky cam at some point. And the title screen really looked like it could have been made on a MacBook Air. And that was really cool because you could tell that this was M. Night Shyamalan's attempt to really reconnect himself with the art of filmmaking, and it seriously paid off. And now that I've talked about what I've liked about this movie, I should talk about what I didn't like, because there definitely were some issues that I found with the movie. For one, the action started really quickly. I mean, we got a minute-long introduction to the 3 girls, and then they were just captured out of nowhere, you know, and it was just like, oh, okay, we're in horror movie mode now. You know, I would have liked to see a little more time with them, you know. I think that would have helped to really give more of an emotional impact to their capture. And I guess another thing, as great as the main actors were, the supporting characters, in terms of both writing and acting, there wasn't a lot there. And I mean, to be fair, they weren't deep characters to begin with. You know, they served their purpose and really not much else. You know, so it's, I mean, they weren't bad, but there was nothing really that good about them. So yeah, they were just kind of there. And there is one thing about McAvoy's performance that I should mention. There was just one moment in the entire movie where, I don't know, he just didn't really sell it to me. You know, it was the introduction to one of the main identities that we see in the film, and I don't know, just something about it, it just didn't seem like he captured it for me. But really, that's kind of a nitpick, because literally every other moment he was on screen, he absolutely killed it. Now, one thing that bothered me about this movie, more than it probably should have, was the fact that we didn't really see all that many of the different personalities and identities in James McAvoy's character. Now, don't get me wrong, I know that from both a writing and acting perspective, it would have been very difficult, maybe even impossible, to really portray all 23 personalities in one film and still make it effective. But still, they built up this number so much in both the marketing and in the movie itself. This number of 23 personalities with another lurking kind of deep in the shadows of the subconscious. You know, at the time, I couldn't help but think, like, huh, okay, we're hanging out with these guys a lot, and they're cool, but aren't there supposed to be more? Are we gonna see them? Yes, no, maybe? Yeah, it kind of took me out of the movie, as I said. And to be fair, guys, by the end of the movie, it was very clear why they did this and what they were trying to accomplish. Now, that's all I'm really gonna say on that for right now, because if I go into too much detail, it's gonna veer into even kind of implicit spoilers. So what I'm gonna do is, after I give my final score, I'm gonna have a short spoiler corner discussion, because I think this stuff is worth talking about, and you'll see why in a minute. So those are my thoughts, guys. I really like this movie, and I am really happy to be seeing M. Night Shyamalan make good movies again, and I am excited to see what he does with this momentum. So I'm gonna give Split an 8.5 out of 10. Okay, now if you guys are still here at this point, we're gonna have a short and spoilery discussion about the ending of this film and what it means. Because there is a Shyamalanian twist at the end, but I actually didn't catch it, because the twist is that Split is in the same universe and a sequel to another M. Night Shyamalan movie, Unbreakable. Now, I didn't catch that, as I said, because I'd never seen Unbreakable, I didn't really know anything about it, I'd never even heard about it. Which is probably not a good thing to admit for a budding film critic, but there it is. But when I read that, it made the movie retroactively better for me. Because, I mean, my biggest issue was, again, not seeing all the personalities. And to me, that said, oh, well, this is clearly meant to set up a franchise and everything. Which, you know, franchises are all well and good, but it's kind of a pet peeve of mine when certain aspects of the single movie suffer just because they want to build a franchise instead of sequels. Again, that's probably something that bothers me more than it should, but it kind of does. But this, to me, it actually made it better, because now I realize it wasn't setting up a franchise, it was building upon one that was already started. So that was pretty cool. So those are my thoughts on the movie Split, guys. If you guys have seen it, I would love to know what you thought of it. So let me know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed my review, hit the like button and remember to subscribe. I'll talk to you later.